Russian state arms manufacturer Rostec recently announced that a host of tank destroyers, including the two S-25M Sprut SDM1, is set to roll on the production line. The press service of Rostec announced late last month that Kurganmashzavod would put the latest two S-25M tank, Sprut SDM1, destroyers and BT-3F armored personnel carriers into production, Russian news agency RIA Novosti reported. The state corporation also noted that some additional state contracts had been reached with the Ministry of Defense to supply certain well-liked categories of weapons and military hardware. Russian authorities refer to the two S-25M Sprut SDM1 as a self-propelled anti-tank gun, also known as a tank destroyer, despite it being a light tank by definition. This tank can be para-dropped and is air-portable. It is also entirely amphibious. Although it was primarily designed for airborne troops, it could also be used by naval infantry units. The tank is entering production at a time when Ukraine is readying to deploy its cutting-edge West-supplied main battle tanks against Russia. It has so far fielded the Soviet-era vintage tanks, besides the more capable upgraded T-72s, T-80s, and the T-90s captured from Russian troops on the battlefield. With no end to the ongoing conflict, Russia is believed to have accelerated the development of its existing weapon systems, including tank destroyers. Sprut SDM1 serial manufacturing was planned to begin at the end of the previous year. The tank destroyer has been said to successfully completed the testing phase. This tank destroyer, or light amphibious tank, was also offered to India last year. A Rosoboronexport official told the media in October 2022 that Moscow had offered to supply the Indian Army with the Sprut SDM1 light amphibious tank and had duly submitted a technical proposal to India. The Russian offer came in the wake of India kickstarting its Project Zorwer to acquire a light tank. The project calls for the induction of light tanks to enable faster mobilization and deployment in high-altitude conflict zones. The Indian Army currently uses the Russian-origin T-72 and T-90 heavy tanks. However, following the stalemate with China in eastern Ladakh, the Indian Army saw an urgent need to deploy light tanks to counter the PLA. This made the Russian offer even more significant.